I've adopted this thing like you only get one chance at one chance. Like so you have to go for it in the moment. So, if I'm in the room with, you know, a designer or creative or a brand director or something of that nature, like I'm gonna be super vulnerable and just let them know, look, this is where I'm at. This is what I need. Can you help me? If you can't, that's okay.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna let you know, so I
Yeah.
won't go home thinking that I should have said this or I should have said that.
Yeah.
Type of deal.
Okay.
And I was able to visit one of my mentors like before COVID, and that's like when we first, met, and he's like leading a prominent outdoor brand right now, and he had his own brand. He's, he goes to all the fashion weeks, fashion shows. He's around Louis Vuitton, directors, brand directors, and he's huge to me. I don't know if he knows how big he is to me, but he's huge. And so I just try to learn as much as I can from the interactions I can have from him and his advice and things of that nature, because I'm just starting out, to be honest.
How do you handle praise? Like if you do something, like let's say again, you execute that hat perfectly, but then you're like, you want just your mentor to kind of review it, just see what you could do better for the next one.
Yeah.
But what happens? Because I know if I hear, oh, I heard your interview with Angela, it was great. I'm like, my heart's stopping.
Yeah.
Someone's praising me. How do you handle those like good jobs?
I take them as they come and kind of like build on them. Like, okay, that's good feedback. Yeah. Now I need to do even bigger and better type of thing, like when I have people like repeat customers and things of that nature, I get excited. I'm like, oh my God, it's so dope. Like someone came into my pop-up last week and like was wearing my my mesh hat and came and stopped through and bought some stuff, and I was just like, okay, that was pretty dope. I would like to have thousands of people do this as well eventually at a store of mine or something like that, because that's a dream of mine as well, to have a store in LA, Dallas, Miami, New York.
Spread your wings.
Yeah.
And then so for you coming from Louisville, Kentucky, I know you played also from my earliest remembrance of our conversations together. You mentioned that you're a former basketball player at University of Arizona, and then in my lovely research of you, found out that you also transferred from Coffeyville, which, by the way, congratulations on making the Hall of Fame.
Thank you.
Coffeyville. And then if I could gloat about your statistics while at Coffeyville, you scored 1,273 points and 921 of them last season, or your last season at Coffeyville. So when it came to just transplanting, just jumping around, how was it trying to find a home? How was it trying to get settled in that one place you're in, knowing that you could potentially jump, to Arizona, or you're Arizona, you could go to Portland. Who knows where to go next?
Yeah, back then it was a lot different with like recruiting. Okay. You just get a lot of letters in the mail. I had a breakout season because I just knew I wasn't going to go back home. Yeah. I was like, I'm going to get a scholarship someplace, and I went to, play at the next level eventually. So we had a really good team. Like we won like district, went to state. A lot of kids go junior college now for many different reasons, whether it's grades, whether they didn't get the D1 offer at first. But now you can transfer like anytime you want without penalty.
That's
so
true. A
lot of people may not even go that route right now because they won't have to stay at their whatever school they go to. But it was taking recruit visits. I went to Cincinnati. I went to Miami of Ohio, Arizona trip. I went to Nebraska, just to visit. And funny story is that when I went to Nebraska, Tyrone Lue, they hooked me up with Tyrone Lue to drive me around and show me around and stuff like that. So I've been knowing Coach Lue for a long time now. So
pair up the young one with the seasoned, coach or player.
So he was big time back then in Nebraska, so that was pretty cool. Yeah. Drove me around in his expedition back then, so it was pretty fun. But I don't know, I just chose Arizona because of a couple reasons. Like, for one, the coaching staff kind of was cool, won me over when I was assistant coach, and then they were in the desert, like no rain. I hate rain. And coming from Kansas, where it's snowy and Dorothy's there and all that.
True. We got Toto.
Yeah. So it was easy to go that way.
So in '98, you were the first team Kodak Junior College All-American and first team NJCAA All-American, averaging 25.9 points and 9.2 rebounds per game. And then in that season, they finished Coffeyville finished 30-7, and then you helped take them to the school's first appearance in the NJCAA National Championship. So then you were named to the all-tournament team for that same conference, NJCAA. Superman, stop.
I know. Superman is just trying to get my attention.
So hearing those statistics and hearing those acclimates that you've accumulated in your time there, and then looking at that, because that was like what, probably 20-ish, something like that. I could do math, not really.
Yeah.
How does those rewards, those accolades, how do those kind of helped you get to where you are today?
To be honest, I'm never satisfied. My basketball career ended kind of sooner than I anticipated when I went pro, and I still have that grind mentality as if I'm competing for a championship within my brand.
Yeah.
So I don't give myself much grace.
Okay.
I don't really celebrate many wins. I think I would have to literally, and I hate that I have such a high expectation sometimes because I don't celebrate the small wins.
Yeah.
If someone was to say, hey, Diversified, let's put you in Nordstrom's, Bloomingdale's, Foot Locker, this or that, those are different tiers of stores. But if I was in 15 stores, becoming successful, then I could say, okay, let's celebrate this. Mm-hmm. But I don't like to feel like I take things for granted or small wins, but it's almost just like I'm going for the gusto. I want to quit my 9-to-5 eventually, and only do Diversified full time.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the reasons why I haven't been able to really come over that hurdle, because I have to split my time up. And people have to do that when they're entrepreneurs and they're trying to do that. So it's not uncommon. But I'm not in a position to just go all gusto at this time.
Sure.
But it's most definitely crossed my mind.